Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's knockout episode of Vault Supreme Synth VGM Dream Stream Machine podcast, where we play the synthiest synth video game music in the universe. Well, have we got a show for you today or what? It feels almost like a special occasion. It was 1994 when Streets of Rage 3 was released. Over 25 years later, the fourth Streets of Rage is finally out. And both the game and the soundtrack seem to have gathered some really positive reception, which is great. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun going through a nice sample of some really synthy and excellent tracks from Streets of Rage 4. But before we do, I just want to give a quick shout out to a few people who contributed to this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a big round of applause for the UtopiaNemo, Nathan Daniels! Ladies and gentlemen, keep your fish flapping for Cameron Charles! Don't you hang up the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ryan Steele! He's the Prince of Voice and the man with the silver tongue. Let's hear it for Bob Feezer! And last but not least, acclaimed hip-hop historian, the roughest and toughest in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, can we tear the roof off the sucker for today's guests? Donnie Small!
Oh my dear gracious! Folks, your introductions give me the shivers.
Well, welcome to the show again, Donnie.
Oh, it's just really great to be back on the show again, folks. I'm super excited to be able to listen to some Streets of Rage 4 with you and all your fantastic listeners.
Yeah, me too. Well, let's kick things off then, hey. The track we opened with was Character Select by the man and the legend, Yuzo Koshiro.
Oh, it's just so great he came back to write some tracks for a soundtrack, folks. I mean, I really don't think it would be right to do Streets of Rage without him.
Yeah, I totally agree, Donnie. He's an extremely talented composer, and he's seriously been writing video game music non-stop for the past 3.5 decades. So yeah, let's do another Yuzo Koshiro song. This next track is Streets of Rage 4 main theme. I really love this track, but we'll talk more about it when we get back. Okay, folks, enjoy. perfect main theme. It's certainly got little bits of, it's got some little musical elements that harken back to the original main themes of Streets of Rage 1 and 2. So that's really nice.
Oh, Force, that is just absolutely super crispy. I mean, really tasty. Mr. Koshiro, he just brings it right back.
Yeah, I really love those strings as well. They just sound amazing in the mix, and it really gives it, to me, I think it really gives it this kind of 1970s film score kind of vibe. Just mixes well with everything else, and yeah, I just love what he's done. He's kept the dancey Streets of Rage vibes, but he hasn't tried to recreate something that sounds the same as the old soundtracks.
Well, just remember, Voice, that they were writing music for the Sega Mega Drive and the Genesis back then. That's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, for sure. And the sound of those consoles and the way they produce music for that hardware is one of the main reasons why the composers and the soundtracks are so well respected. So you've got no restrictions or limits now, and it's going to be interesting going through this soundtrack and seeing how the composers deal with all the nostalgia that's connected to the series' music, while also taking it somewhere new, which they definitely do. So I was also really happy to see them bring back another original composer of the series, Motohiro Kawashima. Some of the sounds he got out of the Sega Genesis for Streets of Rage 2 and 3 were pretty incredible. I'd definitely be going through those soundtracks in a later episode. So yeah, let's step things up a notch or three and get to one of his tracks then. This is DJ K-Washi from Streets of Rage 4, composed by Motohiro Kawashima. Enjoy. Yeah, that definitely sounds like Motohiro Kawashima. He definitely creates some very aggressive and kind of psychotic music. It's a great track.
Now you got me in the mood to go hit the streets and really crack some skulls, folks. That was a very aggressive track.
Have you got the game, Donnie?
No, I haven't, folks, but I have the original 3, and I'll probably get 4 very soon.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty excited after hearing these tracks. It's really groovy stuff.
Yeah, go for it, Donnie. Get it. So yeah, it was great that they brought back Yuzo Koshiro and Motohiro Kawashima, but actually neither of them are the primary composer. There's a few composers that just contribute 1 or 2 tracks, but the main composer is Olivier Deriviere. So let's get to one of his tracks now. This is An Exhibition. That's the name of the song. Enjoy.
That's some serious swagger on that number. I really like how he used some of those chiptune sounds in there. All the modern instruments. It's a little bit jazzy here and there, and it's very special. I really love it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic track. I think it was a pretty wise decision to include Koshiro and Kawashima, but give the majority of the soundtrack to someone fresh. But Olivier Deriviere has been writing music for video games for some time now, at least 16 years. And I think it was an interesting choice to go with him as well. This music is certainly a lot different to his usual style, which is often small acoustic ensembles or big orchestras. He's got some electronic music and soundtracks, but yeah, anyway, he's obviously a very talented composer because he's just great at what he usually does and really nailed this Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack. So, alright, up next we have another track by Olivier Deriviere, but I'll let UtopiaNemo introduce this one.
Hey Volts, this is UtopiaNemo, and I would love to hear the song Call the Cops by Olivier Deriviere. I love this track because it is brutal. It has an incredible beat. I love how he samples police sirens and turns them into music, and the whole song is just rugged, it's dirty, it's rough, and you know that when you hear it, you're in for some action.
Yeah, so good. UtopiaNemo was spot on. The sampling is really clever, and some of the sounds in there even remind me a little bit of the Genesis sounds that they used in 2 and 3. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, right now, let's take a little ad break, and we'll be back with more Streets of Rage 4.
Wood Oak City, we know you. We know your needs. We know how sometimes when kicking a little booty and taking names, you get hungry. But when you're out there on the streets of rage, you don't have time to stop and order a meal, right? As your premier supplier of fight-and-go pick-me-ups for almost 30 years, Street Meals has you covered. Are you a little hungry? Try out our trash apples for a moderate boost in energy. Super famished? You know our trash chicken will hit you just in the spot. And the convenience is in the name of the game. Of course, Street Meals can be found in your local grocer's deli or produce section. But we're also conveniently located in back alleys, under Wood Oak Pier, the boardwalk, jail, police headquarters, your local sewers, on top of Wood Oak City commuter trains, bars, the art museum, White Tower's basement sauna, wrestling rings, private cargo planes, and even sometimes just lying on the ground. But we know what you're saying. I love trash chicken, but I am in the mood for something different. Well, let us introduce you to our new line of Street Meals International Entrees. For moderate boosts, now enjoy onigiri, croissant, onion rings, pizza, or tofu. And for full-on hungry vigilante appetites, enjoy ramen, ham, poutine, cheeseburger, or salad. That's a street meal's hidden nourishment. Just look for our super healthy packaging, conveniently located in oil drums, garbage cans, phone booths, I know, what's that, right? Packing crates, barroom tables and chairs, motorcycles, bare-knuckle arcade games, ramen noodle carts, fake antique Ming bars, mop buckets, jail sinks, and police station water coolers. Street meals, serving the city's bare-knuckled vigilantes since 1991.
Live from Studio Y, this is KSOR Station 4 News.
Good morning, Wood Oak City. I'm your host, Jim Cantact. We're broadcasting live from our downtown studios where just a few blocks away, residents were disrupted by some unruly shenanigans last night. We are going to go straight to reporter Clarence Templeton, who's on location. Clarence, tell us what happened.
Well, you can tell by the noise here that it's kind of chaotic at the moment, but I'll try to talk over the noise. Based on reports of the folks here, it was an unusually quiet night in downtown Wood Oak City when, out of the blue, what can only be described as a posse of 4 incredibly angry armed vigilantes descended on the local inhabitants, who were apparently just hanging out, and instigated a huge altercation. If reports are to be believed, it was a real motley crew. Locals say there was a blonde, bearded, middle-aged white man with a sleeveless jean jacket, an ageless woman in a red miniskirt with brown hair, a young black woman with jeans who carried an electric guitar, and, a very large man of unknown ethnicity with robot arms.
Wait, I'm sorry, Clarence. Did you say robot arms?
Yes, that's what I said, Jim. We're here with a local gentleman. What's your name, sir?
The name's Donovan.
Donovan, who was involved in the scuffle.
Yeah, so I was just hanging out in the alley over there, relaxing with my buddies, and I hear it first. It starts out real quiet, like I hear this funky techno beat. I'm digging it. I'm looking around for a tricked out car or something, because it's getting louder and louder. I look over just to see this young crazy chick just blam, hit my buddy Garcia with a guitar right in the kisser. Knocked her 15 feet into the air. Next thing I know, this pudgy white homeless-looking dude with fingerless gloves tried to jump me out of nowhere. I'm all not in my house, and I uppercut him, straight into the sky. I'm thinking that'll keep him away, but no, he just comes right back at me like some crazed lunatic.
Jim, as you can hear, it was just bedlam down here.
Yeah, like my boy Donnie was saying, I was just relaxing on a park bench, trying to scope this car when, all of a sudden, boom, bam! I'm seeing stars, and I feel like I'm flying. That's when the big guy came and grabs me and Signal over there, and bonks our heads together, like we was in some kind of cartoon. And I was down for the count. When I woke up, they were gone. The music was gone. Never did get to see that car.
Yeah, I never did see it either. Those punks came through like a freight train, and then the music just faded out as they were leaving. Hey, wait! Garcia, sing it. You hear that?
Oh, wait. Is that the car? Man, Donald, can you see it? I can't see it. It's getting louder.
Garcia, you dummy! There ain't no car. They're back. Let's clobber them.
Jim, I had to move down the street. It's getting a little unsafe here. This is Clarence Templeton. Back to you, Jim.
Sorry, Clarence, we seem to be losing you there. Wow, that is really loud.
was The Commissioner by XL Middleton. Pretty funky bass line, and to me it's got a really silly 90s badass kind of sound to it. I'm guessing it's a boss theme. I enjoy that track. It's probably one of the more simple tracks of the soundtrack, but I love that little bass line that goes all the way through. Slapping bass. Anyway, here is UtopiaNemo again to introduce our next track.
Hey Volts, it's UtopiaNemo again. Hey, could you please do me a huge favor and play one more track for me? Could you play The Stormboat by Olivier Deriviere? It's another track with one of those heavy, dirty beats that I love, but it also starts out in 3/4 time. I don't know why, but that time signature speaks directly to my soul. Man, it just starts off and you know you're in for some major butt kicking. This is The Stormboat by Olivier Deriviere for Streets of Rage 4.
That's a pretty sweet track. That is The Stormboat by Olivier Deriviere.
Oh, crema my cappuccino, Volts. I just really love that twip-put when it shifted to the straight 4/4, my jiggles got all flustered.
Okay, I only got half of that then, Donnie. But yeah, I noticed that quite a few of the Olivier Deriviere songs have a very distinct first and second half. Some of the songs almost sound like 2 tracks put together. It all goes, it all works, but maybe it's to help break up the song a little bit. Because these songs are just on loop the whole time while you're fighting, so you need to keep things changing. Yeah, there's lots of tricks to writing effective looping music, but maybe we'll get into that another time, I think. Anyway, I'm looking forward to playing this next track. Look, if you've ever listened to the Streets of Rage 3 soundtrack, production-wise, it is an extremely impressive soundtrack. But I'll be honest, as much as I love it, the songs are pretty annoying. It's like Motohiro Kawashima deliberately wrote ear-grating music. And I think this next song really reminds me of Streets of Rage 3 for that same reason. This song is pretty ridiculous, but I actually think it's pretty funny, and I think it's supposed to be ridiculous. I'm guessing that Kawashima-san is messing with people, basically. Yeah, from the out-of-time loops and the drums to the sounds that just don't fit together very well at all. I don't know. Let's listen and we'll just have a good laugh. This song is called It's Extra by Motohiro Kawashima from Streets of Rage 4. Enjoy. The ending is definitely my favorite bit. It's just like he's piling on all these dissonant loops and then that drum beat and then it just finishes off. It's like the whole way through, if you haven't figured out that it's a joke, he really slaps you in the face right at the end there. It's so ridiculous.
It's like he's saying, hey, you didn't like my Streets of Rage 3 tracks? Well, here's one more pack of pickled eggs to suck on. I don't know, Voice. I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Not now, Swivel.
Yeah, it's no doubt an annoying and ear-grating track, but I don't mind that kind of stuff if it's funny. And it's great to hear him back writing Streets of Rage music. He's done... I don't think he's done as much as the other composers in the past 10 years. I haven't looked into it too much, but yeah, maybe only 2 soundtracks in the past 10 years. So it's good to have him back. Alright, well here's another Olivier Deriviere track, and yeah, again, this is fantastic stuff. I definitely feel like this track has the two very distinct halves. I think they're even in different keys. Anyway, I love the second half of this track with the almost talking, distorted synth sounds. It's Lift the Ground by Olivier Deriviere. Enjoy. Lift the Ground by Olivier Deriviere. It's pretty dancey. And like I said, I really like how vocal those synths sound. Donnie, it looks like someone else is trying to call me through the chat.
Well, don't hang up the phone for us. I don't want to miss any more of this sweet, sweet streets of wage action.
Nah, it's all good. Looks like they left a message though. I'll check it out later.
Oh no, that's fine, folks. You can listen now. Maybe it's an emergency.
Yeah, I doubt it. But alright, thanks, Donnie. I guess I can just edit out later if I need to. Alright, how do I do this? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Hey Wolfsberry, it's me, your old manager, Denny Steele. Now, I understand you're a big shot now with your big star guests like Donnie Smalls and all, but I get it. You don't have time for the little guys anymore. You're a big deal. Your podcast just reeks of rich mahogany. Anyways, I just called to introduce this next song called Mr. Y by Yuzo Koshiro. Or how I like to call it, Mr. Why aren't you returning any of my calls? Anyways, this song brings me back to my childhood playing Streets of Rage 2 with my older brother. And quite frankly, my back is still hurting from carrying the team. Anyways, this is Mr. Y by Yuzo Koshiro. Ciao, Volts, baby!
That was a little bit awkward. My old manager.
Vulture, are you gonna play the song or not?
Yeah, alright. Okay, this is Mr. Y by the man himself, Yuzo Koshiro. That was Mr. Y by Yuzo Koshiro. Excellent track, tons of energy, and it's pretty hard to not start bopping your head to that one, I reckon. But look, we're at the end of the road for us in this episode. I hope you all enjoyed sampling some Streets of Rage 4 with us. I think it's been a pretty triumphant return for the series, both musically and with the game itself. So yeah, go check it all out for yourselves, the game and the soundtrack. And yeah, thanks for hanging out again, Donnie. I think you've basically become an unofficial regular co-host of this show.
Well, Voice, it's always my pleasure. I'm very happy to return again in the future if you give me a call.
Yeah. Okay, thank you all again for tuning in. Do all the share things if you enjoy this podcast. And remember to stay synthetic. All right, we're going to close this episode out with Motohiro Kawashima's track, Staff Roll. Catch you all next time. Enjoy the track.